Things that can kill you in Darwin harder than there is that can kill you in any of the waterways within Australia. When you're down south on a beach like Bondi and you run down the beach, do you just run straight into the water? Would you run straight down the bank here and dive in?
No.
So what's the difference between sharks in the sea and crocodiles in the water? And you don't think about the sharks in the sea, but you worry about the... You do think about...
There's a lot more of these.
Hey?
There's a lot more of these than there are
No, there's not.
sharks in...
These are just confined to a narrow channel.
That's what I mean.
Sharks are a broader area. So they're actually spread out, but the sharks are patrolling, so they're patrolling through areas. So you can get sharks there that don't actually live there. And there are less sharks today than there were 50 years ago. There's not more sharks. There's just more people in the water.
Yeah.
You know how many people would be swimming in the beaches around Australia right now, as we speak? Every beach on Australia, how many people in the water right now? You know, it's guesstimated that nearly 500,000 people are in the water around Australia right now. At any moment of any day, there's at least 500,000, at least, in the sea or rivers or whatever in Australia. About 10,000 people out on boats across the north of Australia as we speak, in crocodile territories, in little boats. And almost never is there an issue. The only time there's a problem is when people do stupid stuff. And one of the reasons they do that is because they watch too much television. Remember that an alligator is the most aggressive of all crocodilians. It's at the bottom of the list for aggression. This is the most aggressive of all crocodilians. So there's 23 crocodiles between alligators and this one for their aggressive behaviour. This is a highly aggressive animal. Now the thing we have this morning is he's got no energy, you know that?
He's lazy.
Hey?
He's lazy.
He's just got no energy. He's not lazy.
He's had a big night mating.
You know they're solar powered, don't you? They've just come out of the night. So how are they supposed to have the energy if they haven't had it all night? They've been busy all night because they're active at night. They're active day and night, but more active at night than day. That's why I mean that the TV stuff that you watch doesn't give you enough information to help you to survive here. Just chance you put him on the other side. And they're not interested really in doing this because the food's the last thing on the crocodile's mind. It's the first thing on your mind, isn't it, most people? But you know, how long will you live without eating? Humans? Couple of months? Probably 50 to 70 days, depending on how much body fat you've got. Sorry, just see if we can get that glare off. So you've got to remember that the crocodile, this bit of chicken that we got here, this is about 8 to 12 days supply of food. Easy. And you guys eat all day, every day, don't you? I used to ask people how many times a day you eat. People used to always tell me 3, and I said that's rubbish. That's how many times you're supposed to eat, according to what people reckon. That's not even right. You shouldn't even be eating 3 times a day. Do you know how hard it is to find one big meal 3 times a day out here? You guys ever had to live off the land? Never, have you? Killed your own animals, had to hunt them and kill them? So you don't know. And even if you watch all the movies, survivor movies, the whole lot, still won't tell you. Because the only way you'll ever understand it is to actually do it. That's like going without food. I had people, I said, what's the longest people been without food? And one lady said, oh, it was 48 hours. And I said, that's on the 48-hour famine. And she goes, yeah. And I said, did you drink any tea or cordial or anything during that time? Yeah. And I said, well, that's not famine. No sugar, no fat, no solids. So just plain water. No food. And 48 hours is nothing. I do 48 hours twice a week, at least. Because I'll eat in one day, I'll eat lots in one day, all day. And then for the next 2 days, for some reason, my body just doesn't want to eat, really. So I just drink iced coffee, which is also a food, but in liquid. Now he doesn't really want to jump, because every time he jumps, he alerts all the other crocodiles to his presence. Now we don't want to put our fits out. Now remember, this is a fully wild crocodile. If you put your arm out there, he'll just grab it, roll over and screw it off. Hand from the wrist or arm from the elbow or shoulder. It's about 220 kilograms of crocodile. About 220 kilos.
Does he have a name? Does he have a name?
This one's new. So he's actually one of the rogues. He's just new here. Yeah, he's in the territory of an alpha male, a large alpha male too. So he runs a high risk because he's older. So he's about 30 years old. Theo's getting a bit more determined. Now remember, this is your only chance to see crocodiles, wild crocodiles, behaving the way they are. So notice that he's not looking at me at any stage for not giving him the food. You do know that he doesn't know I'm here. Don't
Oh,
you?
okay.
He doesn't know you're here yet.
Oh, I hope he doesn't find out.
The biggest mistake you can ever make is to put your head inside his. It's hugely a mistake to analyse a crocodile based on what you can do. So that's the first biggest mistake you ever make. And it's the same with all animals. Don't ever put anything in there that's not there. Because then you'll assume and think that things are one way where they're not. You're the only creature on earth that has any kind of your perception. No other animal perceives things the way you do. Humans are also the only creature on earth that murders anything. You know that? The only animal that plans, organises, orchestrates and carries out the death of another through planning. Animals basically come across a herd, stalk it, and then using the selection process to chase the herd, to push it, to let the weak, the old or the injured fall out of the herd, and then they'll select that. And they're designed to remove the imperfect or predators. Because the easier thing to catch is the best thing to catch, isn't it? And we forget, I suppose you guys forget, because I was born and raised here, so I was born with full bloods and raised up full blood and walked country all my life, eaten off the land, eaten berries, plums, nuts, tubers, worms, whatever. And the thing is that it's all the same as what you do, except what happens in our capitalistic world is it all comes to your doorstep. And then you get familiar with all of that happening all the time, then you get complacent with it, because humans are really, really bad at getting that familiar